Good morning, I'm Willie Gillespie. We are tracking a winter storm moving into the Chicago area later today. I've got all the details. Jackie Kaglar's got your top stories and more. The Carmel Digital Network News at 8 starts right now. Good morning, I'm Willie Gillespie. Thank you for joining us on this Thursday morning. We do start with our weather. It is a CDN weather alert day. The map has a bunch of alerts on it. We're going to break it all down for you. We start with a winter storm warning. This was upgraded by the National Weather Service in Milwaukee for portions of southern Wisconsin. This includes Kenosha County, Racine County, into Milwaukee, even further north into central Wisconsin. For us down here in Illinois, however, it is a winter weather advisory. This does include Lake County, McHenry County, down into Cook County, a good portion of northern Illinois, these two far northern rows of counties here in northern Illinois, and then a winter storm warning further out to the west in portions of northwestern Illinois, where there's a higher chance of meeting that warning criteria of 6+ inches. So as we look out to the west, here's the radar view in Iowa right now. As you can see, this is beginning to make its way over to us. This is the beginning of this precip shield that will advance to the east. We're going to watch this come in later this afternoon. And here is the American model, GFS model's interpretation of when this rolls in. Here's simulated radar at 3 p.m. So just as we're leaving school today, that snow will begin to onset. Temperatures will be around 34, 35 degrees, so it's possible that this does onset as a rain, especially the farther south you get. But I think farther northern Illinois and then into southern Wisconsin, it does begin as all snow, and it will begin quickly, rapidly, and heavily as it begins to increase in intensity as it pushes off to the east. Conditions will begin to deteriorate by the evening rush hour, so make sure that if you are traveling to that concert tonight or anywhere else across northern Illinois, that you leave plenty of extra time to get to your destination, as those road conditions will become hazardous. So we push this through. The snow will continue overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. It starts to begin to pull out of here as we head towards sunrise tomorrow. However, we do watch a little bit of lake enhancement potentially that keeps us hanging around until maybe around midday tomorrow for those lake bordering counties, Lake County in Illinois, and then into southern Wisconsin. So how much are we looking at? Again, we've got several things we've got to keep in mind here. Those surface temperatures are still pretty warm. Those air temperatures are around 34 to 35 degrees at onset, so it's going to decrease those totals. How cold does it really get? That's going to be the question, because a difference of a degree or two could really change how much snowfall adds up overnight. GFS models thinking heaviest totals are again into southern Wisconsin. There was a shift north in operational guidance overnight, so the highest totals are going to be across the state line. It does appear with 6 to 7 inches into Kenosha County and points north and even west into Walworth County. Highest totals on the Illinois side are in McHenry County, northwestern Lake County, and those totals decrease as you go south and east. European model, a little more restrictive with those totals into southern Wisconsin, further north. However, still a good 4 to 5 inches for this northern row of counties, including here in Lake County. Lower totals as you get towards the city, and then towards I-80, those totals really start to drop off with only 1 to 2 inches south of I-80. So our final call on this snowfall event, we are looking for 4 to 7 inches of heavy, wet snow beginning this afternoon around 3 to 4 p.m. for northern Illinois, continuing into the overnight hours. 4 to 7 inches for northern Illinois, including Lake County, including here in Mundelein. Those totals begin to slide down as you slide south. So for our second row of counties, Cook County, the city of Chicago, and points west, those totals drop off to 2 to 4 inches. And then even south of that, those totals drop off to 1 to 2 inches, as I mentioned. So again, CDN weather alert day today. Please take a little extra time to get where you're going. A winter weather advisory goes into effect later this afternoon. Travel will be hazardous this afternoon and evening, and potentially even into tomorrow morning as well. That's your latest forecast. We're over to Jackie with this morning's top stories. Jackie.
Thank you, Willie. So good morning, everyone. My name is Jacqueline Kaglar, and I'm here with current events. Today, President Biden will propose budget cuts that will lower the national debt by nearly $3 trillion over the next 10 years. President Biden's plans are expected to rely heavily on tax increases on corporations and the very wealthy, as in households worth more than $100 million, and reduce spending on federal health care programs. President Biden is also expected to propose more tax increases to pay for parts of his agenda, which include expanded access to cheaper childcare, provided federally guaranteed paid leave for workers, establish universal pre-K, and make community college free for everyone. President Biden does not plan to cut Social Security or Medicare. This plan comes in the midst of a fight over the debt ceiling. Earlier this year, America reached its debt limit, meaning America cannot borrow any more money to pay for federal programs. President Biden wants to see the debt ceiling raised, while House Republicans want to reduce spending. Now we move to Ukraine. According to the New York Times, a pro-Ukrainian group sabotaged the Nord Stream pipelines in the Baltic Sea. The Nord Stream pipeline was a pipeline that transferred natural gas from Russia to Europe. The pipeline was damaged in September, but thankfully no gas was running through the pipeline because the Russians stopped giving Europe natural gas shortly before invading Ukraine last February. The Germans searched a boat that could have been used to transport explosives to use on the pipeline. Investigators have not found who blew up the pipeline nor their motives. To be clear, it is unconfirmed that a pro-Ukrainian group sabotaged the Nord Stream pipeline. In fact, the Russians would have benefited more from such an attack, and the Ukrainians have repeatedly denied that they were connected to the attack. Moving to France, more than 1 million people protested French President Macron's proposal to raise the French retirement age from 62 to 64. In addition, the proposed bill would require people to work 43 years by 2030 in order to receive a full pension. French unions and workers deplore such a change and are using walkouts to protest the bill, threatening to shut down large portions of the French economy. For context, the retirement age in America and most other European countries is about 67 years old. The bill is supposed to cut costs for the French government, which spends a substantial amount to pay for pensions and health care, and increase revenue because more people will be working for longer. That's all for current events. I'm Jacqueline Caglar. Up next, we have a video about Nuestra Voz.
Hi, I am Andy Salto, and today I am here with Nuestra Voz in Our Lady of Angels Food Pantry in Chicago, Illinois, here to help distribute food out to the poor. We're here with Sister Emily. Could you please describe to us how the food pantry works?
Yeah, so our food pantry serves the West Humboldt Park and surrounding neighborhoods here in the city of Chicago. We serve about 450 to 500 families every week, and folks come, they simply line up, they get a ticket with a number, they wait in our nice dining room, get checked in using the online system for the food bank, and then they walk through like a grocery store. So folks are able to select the foods that they, would like to eat, and a volunteer helps them to get an appropriate amount for their family, and then they simply go home either by loading up the food into their car with the help of volunteers or just walking home with their cart.
Here I am among food in the storage, which will eventually go into the shelves. Then, as Sister Emily said, volunteers help give the appropriate amount of food for their families. And here we can see how volunteers are helping load food into their cars. Or if they would rather, as Sister Emily said, they can walk home with their carts. Let's hear from some volunteers about their experience here. Why did you come volunteer?
You know what? My cousin actually got me volunteering. He was volunteering and I came here once, and it's nice to help people out.
What are you doing to help out?
Well, today we were handing out some seeds that people can grow in their backyard. We had some beans and some asparagus.
Yep.
Did you enjoy volunteering?
I enjoy it.
Oh yeah,
It
was
always
fun.
gives you more than you always get more than you give, so you feel good.
And finally, let's hear from Deacon Daniel Walter about the mission of the pantry. Why is it important to help in food pantries?
Because we have so many people who are unable to provide food for themselves economically. The food pantries will give them their food for an entire week in a pantry like this. And for many people, that's the difference between literally starving to death and having life.
What is your mission here?
My mission here is to make people feel welcomed, to make them feel that they are a child of God, and to help them in any way that we can, supporting them with the corporal works of mercy.
Who can help volunteer, and how can you help volunteer?
Anyone can volunteer who has the time and the inclination. And how can you help? You can help by folding up tables, by greeting people at the door, by calling out numbers so they can go in and get their food, by handing out the food to them. There is nothing that you can't do. And simply by being at the door and smiling at them and calling them by name, welcome, John, welcome, Betty. It's great to have you here. They get treated like human beings, and so often that doesn't happen in social services.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
This was Andy Salto reporting from Mission OLA in Chicago. Back to you in the studio.
Good morning, Carmel. I'm Charlotte Myers, here live with Brianna Mullally, and we'll be talking about all the choir and choir-related things going on today. So we just recently, this past Saturday, had cadence competition at the Chicagoland Showcase. So what was it like for you to like perform, and then what was like the whole experience like?
Oh, it was so fun. That's like one of the days I look forward to most out of the entire year for Cadence. It's just so exciting to see all the other groups performing, to get to show off your own talent, and then see these very talented groups and see like their ideas and what they love to do too.
Well, I know personally for me, like it was my first competition and it was absolutely insane. I was blown away by what some of the choirs were capable of.
They're insanely talented. You just see like all these groups working together. It's phenomenal. It's so exciting.
Cadence will be performing their full set tonight at the choir concert. So for the choir concert, you're also in Parkway, our a cappella group. So is there anything like you do to prepare for a concert mentally before you go live?
I think I just kind of try to relax. I always enjoy performing on stage, so just kind of calming yourself down and not making it, you're excited, you're not nervous to be on there. So just try to put on a smile and have as much fun as possible.
And like, what's the difference between performing for Parkway, the a cappella group, versus Cadence, the show choir, besides like the obvious?
Yeah, like Cadence is obviously a bit scarier just because you have to do like costume changes and you're dancing while singing. And Parkway, it's a bit of a smaller group, so we get to listen to each other and just enjoy the moment. So they're both extremely fun, but I feel like there's different vibes for both of them.
And I'm in advanced, and I think it's like the energy, right?
Yes.
That's like Cadence requires like 4 times the energy performing anything else does.
Oh yeah.
So we are going to New York for our choir trip to perform at the Empire State Building and tour the city on March 23rd. Is there anything specific you're looking forward to seeing?
I just think overall the trip will be very exciting. It's my first time to New York, so I'm excited about that, getting to see some musicals and other talented individuals who are like professionals, and just getting to enjoy like this experience with all my friends. It'll be really fun.
Thanks, Brianna. Come support choir tonight in our concert, and hope to see you soon. Up next, we have a short clip from Philip Krugloff about a service hour opportunity.
Hi, my name is Valerie Walker, and I'm here with the Mundelein Area AYSO, which is the American Youth Soccer Organization program that serves the Mundelein and greater area. I'm here today to talk with you about our youth volunteering opportunities. These are some examples, and I chose some students from Carmel High School to put in these slides, but this could be for any youth that's 12 or older. This is what some of the pictures could look like in terms of supporting players. So again, thank you for being here, and hopefully we will see you on the soccer fields.
Welcome back. If you want to see the full version of the service hour opportunity, it will soon be available on the CDN YouTube channel.
Next week is World Language Week, and to celebrate, Carmel students may wear an out-of-uniform top with the uniform bottoms in line with the theme day. Monday is France themed, so wear blue, and on Tuesday, wear yellow tops or Spanish jerseys as is based off of Spanish-speaking countries.
Wednesday, students should wear purple for Latin Day. International Day is on Thursday, so wear a shirt from any culture. And Friday, wear red for Mandarin. That's all we have for today. As always, I'm Erin Risley.
And I'm Hope Simutis. Have a thrilling Thursday, Carmel.